Hello there, fellow mouse clickers, how are we all doing today? My name, of course, is Matt from the Empty Spectrum, and today I'm going to be telling you a bit about Battlefield 4. So, the video is entitled Ocean-Bound Warfare. Now basically, I want to talk to you guys about how I think boats and the idea of naval warfare will affect maps on Battlefield 4. We do of course know the models for these boats now, the Chinese DV-15 and the shared US and Russia one, the RCB. And of course there's jet skis, which each of these boats have two able to be deployed from the back. These are fast-paced vehicles of course, and they're designed to move particularly quickly. Jet skis are designed to be kind of like the bikes of the ocean. What we got to see with dirt bikes and also jeeps as a matter of fact. Nice and quick and good to manoeuvre around with. These boats are like the tanks of the sea, they're heavily armoured and they've got loads of guns on the tops. There's one main gun, kind of like what we get to see with tanks. There's one where you can use a shell and an additional machine gun. There's also an LMG on the side, kind of like what we get to see in transport helicopters such as the Huey and the Kasatka in Battlefield 3. So it is perfectly clear that we do have all of the tools that we're going to need for a fast-paced naval warfare kind of scene. It also seems that actually might be a useful aspect to the game, as opposed to a one-up on COD. But just how will it be utilised? How is it going to affect the game itself? So first off, I think it will help with tactical play. I think the idea of jet skis is very good. It's a good way to flank the enemies, go by sea. Of course, they're not going to see you if they're on the land further back a bit. Unless they're on the coast or actually in the sea themselves, you're going to be pretty much invisible. Stay out of the way of laser markers and don't get tagged and you'll be fine. By taking a squad of men by jet skis, you could literally get your whole squad right up to say an MCOM, and you could arm it, then make a quick getaway on your jet ski. Plant some C4 on the MCOM maybe and watch from a distance. Jet skis seem to be the kind of attacking vehicle. On the other hand, the boats, tanks of the sea as we have now been dubbing them, will be kind of like the defensive game. Park one in front of say another MCOM station on obliteration and they could defend it from a wide angle. On Paracel Storm in particular, they'll have a view of most of the islands if they're in a good position. The sea of course is a wide open space, so these boats will have it covered if you're defending particular stations. This actually brings me on to my next point, objective gameplay. These boats will be of course effective in objective gameplay as well. Boats I feel for the same reason. Also, it will be a good way to transport your team to get to particular stations, as well as being good defense for a bomb carrier. They're brutal whilst agile, they're a great addition to this game. I think they're really going to be helpful in these two fields. However, whilst being particularly useful on infantry, I don't think they're going to be fantastic against land vehicles. Say you got a tank versus a boat, which one would you prefer? Personally, I think that this big brutal tank will easily take on the boat. The tank's got the firepower to hold its position, whilst the boat might have the agility and the speed to get away. The tank does have the obvious power, which can obviously win a battle. Fleeing for a boat is just not going to win. With air vehicles, I'm certain that they'll be particularly fine with helicopters. They'll have no trouble taking them down. They are pretty much a tank. However, I think they might struggle with jets. Maps like Paracel Storm I think will be particularly suitable for these boats. Siege of Shanghai, however, might not be the best. They will be able to be used for flanking, but maybe not going to be the most effective. So the overall effectiveness of these boats in a variety of different maps isn't fantastic, but obviously still useful. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 if I was going to rate it. There is one particular style of gameplay that I haven't actually touched on, and I think they will be quite effective in this. It's trolling. Yeah, it's a style that loads of people do play, you can't deny it. Whilst there is a huge war element to this, well, there's a lot of fun in trolling, people enjoy it, it is a game after all. A common way to troll at the moment in Battlefield 3 is putting C4 in jeeps and things like that. In maps like Paracel Storm, why can't we just do this with jet skis? C4 on a jet ski, go ram it into another boat, it's just like a jeep on a tank. Also, you could ram one up onto the land and you could wait for someone to come by and you could blow it up. And a similar thing will work with claymores. The dirt bikes of Endgame adopted this kind of thing where you'd have one guy on the front and the other guy on the back. The guy on the back would kind of chuck C4 when he found a camper. So say you found a camper on the side of an island, you could just chuck C4 at them off the back. Trolling is a huge aspect of the game, we can't forget that, and well, it's wide open, there's so much to do with these new vehicles. So the final bit of naval gameplay is the submarine. The commander has access to a submarine, but we don't really quite know what it can be used for yet. Perhaps it'll be like an AC-130, where there can be guns on the side and they can shoot down things. Or maybe the endgame AC-130, where you can airdrop an IFV or something. Maybe these submarines could deploy other jet skis. Of course, I will be hopping on that information as soon as I get it, because I can't wait to see what's going to happen with these submarines. I think it'll be a cool aspect of the game. But there you go, guys. That's how I think this idea of naval warfare will come into play, and how I think boats and jet skis will affect the game of Battlefield 4. My name's been Matt from the MC Spectrum. I hope you've enjoyed this commentary. Be sure to give us a like or a favourite. Drop us a sub if you want to see some more. Until next time, guys, I'm signing off.